Welcome to the Native News Today. We are airing inside the complex of the Mvskoke Creek Nation this morning. Gerald Wofford with Jason Salzman. Jason, this is our temporary home for now until we have our permanent home studio set up in Tulsa a little bit later, but we're continuing on with our program.
Oh yeah, it's the same great show. We just have a new location and going to bring you the same great stories and great people from around Indian country, and I'm sure everyone will be pleased with the product that we put out there.
That's right. We're continuing on, and a little bit later in the program, we want to give a very big announcement to all our watchers out there concerning the program. We've been going on, and the program has been a success, and we're thankful for that. And we're thankful for the good word that you all have been giving us about the program.
Big announcement. I think everybody's going to be really pleased, and we have been getting so many compliments and everybody saying, great job, guys, and we really appreciate that. You know, we don't think we're very good, but we think we're serviceable, and we appreciate all that, and so we keep trying to put it out there and keep trying to make everyone proud.
Well, just as the towers of Pompeii, but without crushing, we make sure that you're the news. We make sure that Native American world is the news. And so, hey, we're just the messengers.
All right,
let's take a quick break. We'll be back for some more news. You're watching the Native News Today. Come and visit the Osage Tribal Tourism and Visitor Center in Pawhuska. The museum has an extensive collection of works from Osage artists. Special events happening in May and June include Stories of the Cedar Chest, an all-Osage art show and market, tours of the Osage Tribal Campus, and a celebration titled Self-Determination and Unification of the Osage Nation.
At the Palace Grocery, located on 201 North Main in Fairfax, we have custom-cut meats at great prices for dinners, powwows, or any special event. Our ground beef is only $1 all day, every day. You know our food is top of the line because we are established and owned by the Osage tribe, and we believe in taking care of our Indian people. Our superb checkers will ensure you leave with a smile. So come by and check us out or call us up. And remember, we deliver. All right, welcome back to Native News Today. Recently, our own Gerald Wofford got a chance to sit down with some ladies from a very special clinic in Tulsa. This is the New Tradition Clinic.
Okay, we are a diabetic clinic, and we service people that have diabetic neuropathy, non-healing wounds, and just regular diabetic problems. We have patients here in the clinic, and then we also service area nursing homes or retirement centers.
Now, the services that you provide here are really unique in how that you deal with the clients, the patients. Tell us how you service them.
Okay, our doctor is a DO, and we have the patients come into the clinic. We also work across the center with TK Wolf. So if they need traditional Indian counseling services or help, we send them over to Clark Inkanish and Dr. Andapis. But we also service in-house patients that have diabetic neuropathy. We use a therapy called neurocare therapy, and if they have diabetic neuropathy, we can generally return the sensation to their feet within one 45-minute treatment. We don't do anything about the diabetic disease with this treatment. We just simply help return the sensation to their feet, which helps non-healing wounds heal and can reverse the neuropathy that comes along with diabetes.
Now, tell us about that. Your services are really unique. You mentioned Mr. Wolf across the hallway in the other area of the section here, a business area, but some of the neuropathy, the services that you provide, it's really unique in how you deal with the patient's diabetes condition.
Well, basically, we treat the diabetes just exactly like everybody else treats the disease, but with the therapy, we have the patient come in. If they've got neuropathy, they come in and we treat them right then for neuropathy. But if you're diabetic and you've had diabetes for 7 to 10 years, you're looking at feet problems. And with this therapy, if you come in to our clinic once a month, we can actually prevent the diabetic neuropathy from happening, and we can totally help stop diabetic amputations.
We're talking with Dr. Lois Beard of New Tradition Clinic. And Dr. Beard, we met with Mariah Lee, one of your staff members here a little bit while ago, and she was telling us the general information and how this helps diabetic patients, neuropathy and everything, but specifically the machine. Tell us about the machine and how it services the patients.
NeuroCare machine was developed probably about 9 years ago, and it's a little different than the electrical stimulation that's been out probably 35, 40 years. People have been using different types of electrical stimulation to help pain, to help swelling, to help wound healing. The NeuroCare machine is a little bit more specific. The voltage is different than that on the other machines, and it just seems to help the capillary beds grow, helps the wounds heal much faster, and therefore helps how the legs feel, how the hands feel, and it works for all different kinds of things. What we do is put electrical pads on the patient, and like I say, sometimes they're afraid, it's going to hurt, they're going to worry about having it done, but it really doesn't. It is like one of our nursing home patients says, it's tingling. It's kind of a tingling little feeling. Well, when that gets down there, it helps move the muscles and moves the blood vessels and helps the flow go down to the legs. So it doesn't really hurt. It tingles, you can feel it, and then we increase it as we go. It's a 45-minute treatment. First 15 minutes, it may be on 70, which is the voltage that we call it, and then it may go to 80, then go to 90, and go to 100. And each 15 minutes, we adjust it based on how you feel and how well your muscles are moving, because we can watch the fasciculations, which is a little twitch in the muscle. Make sure that it's causing some kind of change down in your blood vessels and your muscles.
And the machine is mobile as well, right?
Yes, it's a very small machine. In fact, we take 3 or 4 of them with us when we visit the nursing homes, because we have quite a few patients that need it, get ulcers on their legs and their feet.
Now, Mariah had mentioned also there are, I guess you could say, extension services provided by Mr. Wolf and Ann Dappas. Do they work with your department in a way as well?
Right. We've made many referrals to their offices for counseling, behavioral health counseling, and psychiatric counseling. And it's a very good modality to have available, and also because they're Native American, and it helps those that want to go the traditional route.
Taking care of the patient's overall needs.
That's correct. Everything we can.
All right. Well, Dr. Beard, we really appreciate your time this morning. And again, best of luck to you in the future.
Thanks for having us.
All right, that was Gerald Wofford reporting with New Tradition Clinic. A great bunch of ladies down there.
Yeah, that is. Get a chance to visit them. They'll really fix you up well. Going to take a quick break, and on the other side, we got some more news for you. You are watching the Native News Today.
Welcome to the New Tradition Clinic. Here, our patients receive individual attention and care as we help them overcome diabetic neuropathy, heal their non-healing wounds, and even prevent diabetic amputation by combining the latest in electrical stimulation with more traditional healing methods that treat the whole person, not just the illness.
We are the New Tradition Clinic, shining a new light on the diabetic patient.
The Native American Times, along with the Native American Employment and Training Center, would like to invite you to a career day on May 19th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., held at the Radisson Hotel on 41st and Garnett. Numerous companies interested in hiring the best and brightest that Indian country can produce will be on hand. Let us help you get the great job you want and deserve.
And we're back with the Native News Today. Recently, correspondent Selina Jane Dornan sat down with Osage Principal Chief Jim Gray, had a few words with him about the recently elected Constitution, as well as a very special celebration that they're going to have there in Osage country. So right now, we want to play you that interview with Osage Principal Chief Jim Gray.
Hi there. We're here today in Pawhuska, Oklahoma, right here in the heart of Osage County, Osage Country, I should say. And today I am speaking with Chief Jim Gray. Hi, Jim.
Hi, nice to see you.
Is it right if I call you Jim?
Yes, you sure can. That's fine. Yeah.
Thank you. Chief Gray, you were elected as the youngest chief ever for the Osage Nation,
That's
I understand,
true. Mm-hmm.
Right? Do you ever get ribbed or teased by any of the elders about that?
Oh, yeah, all the time. They can Part of my job is to be a source of entertainment for some of my elders.
Have you found that to be a challenge?
Actually, no. I think that what maybe my youth has brought to the position is that the job demands a certain amount of energy, and in some ways, people have said, I've often thought that this job was reserved for an elder, but you've changed my view on that, and because the demands of the job require a certain amount of commitment of time and energy, and to be able to carry the enthusiasm from one issue to the next in the course of a day really does, demand a lot of yourself. And in a way, people view this as a young man's position. So I feel somewhat gratified in knowing that I was given the opportunity to demonstrate that over the last 4 years.
That's great. Talking about energy, I understand you are a very busy person. You're always on the go. I understand you just came back from Washington, D.C. You want to tell me a little bit about that?
Well, on this particular trip, I was representing the nation in a federal lawsuit that was filed 6 years ago against the federal government for the mismanagement of the Osage mineral estate. And that primarily is the oil and gas operations and the royalties that are derived from that. We sued the federal government. I think it was in year 2000. We filed our case, and we finally got our case heard in a court of law in the last 2 weeks. So I was able to sit in and listen to the testimony.
Now, I understand you are the chairman of ITMA. Can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, ITMA stands for Intertribal Monitoring Association on Indian Trust Funds. We represent 64 tribes across the United States who have significant investments of land and resources that are handled by the Department of Interior through the Bureau of Indian Affairs and the Office of Special Trustee. We're funded out of a line item in the Office of the Special Trustee's annual budget. And so we serve as a tribal liaison or input into the federal government's ongoing management of this particular responsibility. And so in that capacity, I've often find myself on the road quite a bit, representing these tribes and representing the interest of tribes and individuals who are affected by the United States government's carrying out of these responsibilities.
Mm-hmm. Well, I understand another family gathering for the whole Osage Nation is coming up on May 6th. It's a celebration of the signing of the Constitution. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, this is something that the tribe is extremely proud of. It's something that many generations of Osages have been trying to get accomplished for at least since the 1950s. This thing has been discussed among our people, and it's only been in the last 4 years that we were able to go to Congress and basically ask the United States government to get out of the business of running the Osage Nation to the extent that they have, and basically allow us the right and the freedom to be able to organize under our own laws that also determine our own membership, while at the same time protecting the interest of the mineral estate for those shareholders who, up until now, have been the ones with the only political rights within the nation. And that basically disenfranchised 60 to 75% of our people, because if you didn't have an interest in the mineral estate, you weren't even counted as a member. So, we had to overcome an awful lot of obstacles to get that done, but it had to start with going to Congress and getting Congress to say, basically, yes, we agree that this is something that you would, we don't need to be playing that role anymore, and it has caused some unintended consequences. It's split families up for years, and it's divided our people. And in a way, this Constitution reunites us again. And so, yes, this celebration is empowering for us, because it's in this day and age, it's extremely no one expected this to happen as quickly as it did, but because of a lot of input from the community and a lot of input from our leadership here at the Osage Tribal Council, we were able to shepherd this bill through and then create a process after the bill was signed to write a governing document that represents the interest of the entire nation, that empowers everyone in the nation, and essentially bringing us up to the same level as every other tribe in the United States.
Well, it's going to be on May 6th. It starts at 9:30 in the morning with the signing of the Constitution. You're going to have address to the nation. There will be vendors, activities going on all day long. I think some dancing, some vendors, some traditional food. And where's that going to be held?
Right here in Pawhuska. Yeah, up here on the hill.
On the hill. So be sure to come and catch that. And before we say goodbye, I just want to ask you a little bit about what your plans are for the future. What do you see happening with the Osage Nation?
Well, I think because right now we're going to have elections, and we're going to be holding those elections on June the 5th. And from that period of time going forward, we have our ceremonial dances in June, and by July we'll be swearing in our new officers. And basically the focus of the government at that point will be creating these institutions of government that will begin the process of exercising that sovereignty we have finally got restored after all these years.
All right, thank you to Chief Gray for that interview, and Salina there just crisscrossing the globe trying to get us some interviews, isn't she, Gerald?
All over Indian country.
All right, great job, Salina. We're going to be back after this break with more Native News Today. The Native American Times provides news coverage that is specifically tailored to the Native American perspective. We emphasize an understanding of special issues such as sovereign rights, civil rights, and government-to-government relations. Our staff of reporters and columnists provide a daily digest of news that is often utilized for national outlets, such as CNN, NBC News, ABC News, the Los Angeles Times, and many others, because the whole world is Indian country. At the Palace Grocery, located on 201 North Main in Fairfax, we have custom-cut meats at great prices for dinners, powwows, or any special event. Our ground beef is only $1 all day, every day. You know our food is top of the line because we are established and owned by the Osage tribe, and we believe in taking care of our Indian people. Our superb checkers will ensure you leave with a smile. So come by and check us out, or call us up. And remember, we deliver.
And we're back on the Native News Today. We thank you for joining us this morning. Gerald Wofford with Jason Salzman. And we mentioned Salina Jane Dornan, who's a very special part of the team, doing some corresponding work, talking with Osage Chief Jim Gray there in the previous interview. But she also visited another part of Osage country, and that's over in Pawhuska, or excuse me, I'm getting those mixed up. Pawhuska she was in. Pawnee she went to.
Home of the Black Bears.
That's right, home of the Black Bears. Pawnee College is being formed there, and Todd Fuller is part of the faculty there. Salina got a chance to sit down and talk with him about the college, as well as some other faculty members there, and got some very special things happening there in Pawnee. So we want to play that interview with you now.
Hi there. We are today in Pawnee, Oklahoma at the Pawnee Nation College. And with me today is Dr. Todd Fuller, who is the president of the Pawnee Nation College. And we're so happy to interview you today.
I'm happy you came. It's good to see you guys.
Great, thank you. We have a lot of good news going on about the Pawnee Nation College. And I hear there's a lot of big things happening over here.
Yeah, we started this program back in 2003. I began working on getting the college established, and it took us a couple years, but we finally started classes in the fall of 2005, offered our first classes, and are still going this semester as well.
Great. You know, honestly, I hadn't, as a person from Eufaula, Oklahoma, I didn't even know that the college was here, so I was very excited to hear about it. And I was looking over your curriculum, and you have a lot of classes here.
Yeah, we do. When the school was originally conceived, it was conceived as an IT academy, and that was in the late 90s, of course, with the tech bubble bursting in the early part of the century here. The whole class structure needed to be reconfigured, and so we did a lot of outreach with tribal members and members of the community at large, and got a feel for what kind of curriculum the whole community could benefit from. And so what resulted from that is a curriculum in American Indian Studies, construction management and technology, business administration, including hospitality, gaming management, health, the health sciences, and then some computer-related stuff.
Yeah, and with the boom in the casinos and all the growth within the nations now, then those are studies that are really important, especially for our people.
Yeah, I don't know that there's any kind of centralized or standardized training format for people within Indian country that have gaming facilities to receive certifications, an associate's degree, things like that. So obviously there is an enormous need for this kind of education gap to be filled.
Now, tell me a little bit about the program itself. Is it a 2-year, 4-year? How does that work?
Our academic partners include Pawnee Public Schools, the high school here, Northern Oklahoma College, Oklahoma State, and University of Oklahoma. Our classes are accredited through Northern Oklahoma College right now. They're the accrediting institution. So we have classes here, and those classes get reported to NOC, and the students come away with an NOC transcript at this point. We are, however, pursuing our own accreditation so that in a few years we might be able to award those degrees ourselves.
Yeah, that would be great. Now, do you have any type of housing program for people, or is it just strictly off campus?
Right now, everything's commuter-based. Since we've received so many queries about on-campus housing, we are putting together a plan to start developing a residential community, dorms and whatnot here. That's going to take some time, however, to raise the funds and put that into place.
Well, everything does take time, and it just takes the cooperation and of the community and everybody just wanting to support it, and so that's important. So what's one of the things that you guys are doing maybe to help raise funding, or what's your plans for that?
We've got several campaigns going on. First off, there's always writing the federal grants, and those of course are very competitive and can tend to take a long time to get funded. We are pursuing our own 501c3 so that we can go after foundation money as well. And we have a private campaign that we've started called Honoring the Past, Empowering Our Future, which Crystal Echohawk helped develop. And so far, it's raised about $80,000 to date. So we're using a number of strategies to try and raise funds so that we can pay teachers' salaries, so that we can pay for textbooks, general operating, and then also establish scholarships for students, which we recognize that's very important too, because there are numerous barriers that Indian students face in trying to obtain higher education. And so one thing that we feel is important as a tribal college is that we need to know how to meet those barriers that students face. They are different barriers from non-Indian students, and we want to try and accommodate and facilitate learning to the best of our ability so that our students can cross the threshold from potential to fulfillment.
For information on how they can contact the school?
The phone number is 918-762-3621. My extension is 21. My administrative assistant's extension is 22. Her name is Amber Whiteshirt. Also, we have a website, www.pawneenationacademy.org. We're getting the domain name changed. Yeah.
Right. So you got the numbers, and if you're interested in getting information on the Pawnee Nation College, please call. And remember, it's native or non-native. So if you're interested in American Indian Studies, business administration, there's just on and on. There's computer systems, emphasis area, health, human and public services, construction trades. There's a lot of choices. So give them a call, and they'll send you a packet out about the college.
All right, thank you to Mr. Fuller there for that interview, and great job by Salina. And me and you being big baseball guys, Mr. Fuller's got a book out there. It's about Mose Yellow Horse, great Indian pitcher back in the day, and just got some great facts in there. And I know Gerald got the old book signed, and he's real proud of that, aren't you?
I think a little bit later we might need to dedicate a news segment to Mose Yellow Horse. I think our watchers really find it interesting.
Certainly, and so will the producers. All right, we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back with more Native News Today.
Today's world is far different than the one our ancestors knew. But though times have changed, we the Mvskoke Creek people remain a strong people. Many of our traditions continue to thrive in today's modern world. For 1,000 years and more we have been here, and we will be here for 1,000 more. Times have changed, but so have we, and the Mvskoke Creek people are a part of this time, this country, and this economy.
If you or a loved one have a disability, please call us at the Mvskoke Creek Nation Vocational Rehabilitation Services, where culturally appropriate counseling and vocational, medical, and psychological evaluations are provided.
My name is Larry Dean Jewell, and thanks to Mvskoke Creek Nation Vocational Rehabilitation Services, my life has changed for the better.
Funding for this program is made available through the U.S. Department of Education Rehabilitation Services, located in Washington, D.C.
And we're back on the Native News today. Our thanks to New Tradition Clinic. Osage Chief Jim Gray and Todd Fuller over the Pawnee College had a very busy show, but that's always our standard, to give you a very busy show.
That's
a lot
the
of
MO,
information.
isn't it?
That's right. That's the MO. And speaking of the show, we've got some news that we need to share with our watchers.
We got big news, and I think everybody's going to be very pleased. We are now a weekly show. It will be a fresh show each Saturday morning, 11 a.m., same bat time, same bat channel, Cox Channel 3 in Tulsa. At 11 a.m., we'll have a brand new show, and it's going to be great. I know everybody probably gets tired of seeing the reruns a little bit, but that is no more. We'll have new stories, fresh stories, people, things to learn about in Indian country every Saturday, and it's going to be brand new, and I'm really excited about it. I know you are.
As Jason mentioned, a new weekly show. And, you know, as we mentioned before, we really appreciate all the good responses and everything that you've given us, the compliments and everything. But, you know, this is really your show. And, you know, as much information that you give us, we're able to broadcast that out. And, you know, we know all you Indians out there, you got a lot of good stories out there to share. You got those grandkids, nephews, nieces. They're all doing great things, and grandsons and everything. And you want to share that, you need to contact us and let us know. We'd love to put it on the air.
Exactly right, and we will put it on the air. I mean, you know, we're not going to come to Incredible Pizza and do a little remote from, you know, little Johnny's 2-year-old birthday party, but
unless you paid for the pizza.
Unless you pay for the pizza, that's exactly right. We can be bribed. Wow. I can't believe we just said that. But anyway, if you do have any news stories or ideas or events to be covered and things like that in Indian country that you do want to be broadcast over the air, give us a call. We can be reached by phone at 918-732-7637, or you can send something into us through fax machine at 918-758-0824. Or it is the 21st century, and we do have the emails going. I can be reached at jsalzman@MuskogeNation-nsn.gov, or you can reach this man right here at gwofford@MuskogeNation-nsn.gov, and that's our contacts. And if you don't get a hold of us by phone, fax, or email, then it's not our fault. It's on you now. So you have that information, and you can get to us anytime you want us to come out and be seen on Cox Channel 3 on Saturdays. It's going to be a great program. I'm really excited about the future of this.
Plenty of contact information to get hold of us with. Later on, we might give the smoke signal contact number out.
Exactly.
But there's a lot out there to contact us with. Hey, in the meantime, as always, we say here, take care. God bless. We'll see you soon. And we just thank you again for joining us here on the Native News Today.
We'll see you next Saturday.